So in this video we are going to take a close look at the Ultra 8-bit video game system. You know what's kind of funny about this? They wanted to call the N64 back in the day Ultra. So if you think about it, it's kind of double if you look at the name. But what are we going to get with this Ultra 8-bit video game system? So this is the action set. Comes with dazzling 3D graphics, Spectre color, digital stereo sound and high-tech controllers. Oh man, and that is such a lie. Including 84 games, and I'm questioning like 3D dazzling graphics, or I think it's just like 8-bit games. Contain 8 bits, console, high-tech joypad pistol. So you can see already over there, it's 8-bit system, and how can it be dazzling 3D graphics? What a bullshit. Alright, so let's take a close look at the device. So let's do this quick unboxing together. So I'm just really curious, like, what are we going to get with this Ultra 8-bit? We're also going to try out the light gun feature. If this is going to be any good. I have tried it with different 8-bit systems, but I can tell you, like, with the previous one I've tested out, it works even better than the original NES. So let's see how I can rip it out. There it is. It also comes with the high-tech controller. They love to say it on the box. We have seen it before, but I must say, when you're looking at the cheap Chinese controllers, this thing is quite comfortable. It's quite ergonomic. It looks kind of weird, to be honest. But yeah, because it's 8-bit, we do get A, B and the turbo buttons, select and start, and there is nothing much we can do with it. Otherwise, there is no shoulder buttons, because with 8-bits we're only going to get the functionality for 2 buttons. The D-pad itself feels very nice. I was surprised about that. And I'm also curious if this light gun is going to be working. It feels very cheap and plastic. Oh man. Another weird thing is, like, oh man, this doesn't look great. But it does have an extra port on the system that you need to plug this thing in. That is even more wicked. Let's see how the power supply looks. The power supply looks quite nice. And the reason I'm saying especially the power supply, because these things are pretty damn horrible when it comes to the Famicoms I've seen from AliExpress or China. And last but not least, we do have the 84-in-1 multi-game card. Yeah, it's basically a Famicom card, so I would not be surprised that Famicom games also will work on the device, because that's actually what it is, a Famicom player. But unfortunately, there is no AV out cable. I got a spare one laying around, but that's one of those things that I really hate by getting, like, secondhand stuff. That people just thinking, oh, there is no AV out cable, let's just sell it like that. But the Argo system, that is something that is a quite interesting piece of technology, and not because of how, let's say, graphical advanced it is, no, absolutely not. Just the way how it looks. At the front we're going to get 2 controller ports, and one especially for the light gun. Then we're going to get the cartridge slot that we have seen before. I can say, like, the games go in very hard and almost impossible to get out. Power, reset. At the back we're going to get the input for the AV out 6V, and of course we're going to get a video out. So it seems the mold was ready for an RF, but they already removed it. But it's called the Argo TV game system, model number UT60. The weird thing is, like, frick, they give me the wrong power supply, because it's in 6V, but this thing needs a 9V? Oh crap, see, even that they messed it up. So let's get myself a power supply, and let's see if I can get this wiggly bloody thing working. But okay guys, so messing around with it, I realized I got 3 of those bloody things. I had a couple of them in my storage without a box, and guess what? They were all like fried. Somehow, don't know why, but I managed to find the original power supply in my storage from the other device, and this is the only one that seems to be working. So let's continue with the video. Okay, when booted up, it is absolutely the old school times when it comes to multi-game cards. So I do have like some familiar games, B-Wing, Balloon Fight, Circus Charlie, so I can see like a familiar games. If this is absolutely the real 84-in-1, that is a different question, because they love to like even double the games now. So let's check out Route 16. Oh, seems to be they're absolutely not lying with this. There is no way of getting faster through the game list, or no, that's the only thing. Oh, pressing select is one of those things you can do. But that's it, my friends, that's the only thing that we're going to get. 84 games. Let's try a couple of them and just see how they run. Oh, don't you love this? Cable Nightmare Arabian. Let's see, did I ever play Arabian game? I don't know, to be honest. I can't remember this game. I did play it back in the day. Need to kick everybody. I need to collect all of the jars. Oh crap, I completely messed it up. You need to follow. You need to like collect them in a certain order. So yeah, they're saying that we have like this amazing 3D graphics. Absolutely nonsense, of course. Absolutely nonsense. Dum, da, dum, 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 dum. Yep. So the question remains, is something like this worth picking up? I must say, like, I love these old school games, but it's kind of a little bit of a bummer that these things are very bad quality. And I was lucky I got a couple of them in my storage, so I can manage to get one or piece one together and get it working. But it's really a bummer that this sometimes has such big problems with these cheap devices. Well, let's try B-Wing. That is a game that I did play back in the day a lot. But the colors look all so weird and washed out. You can see like everything is more like red colors. It's kind of weird. It's kind of cool game to play. You can guys choose your power up. And I think I've been pressing the different button. Yeah, that was the thing. You can just remove them. And you remove your you lose your power up. But now you can dive. Okay, it's quite interesting. I did play it as a child a couple of times, but I'm just gonna be honest, even I love shmups, this was not one of my favorite ones. Okay, this game called Boom Man. It's Bomberman actually, but this is more like, never knew they called it the Boom Man. But when it comes to the way how everything plays, I must say that I am quite surprised. This thing does play the Famicom games like it should be, so far I can hear. So this game Ninja Fighter, let's see that I have ever played it. Wow, that is one long intro song. Oh yeah, that was one of those games that I did play, I really never got it. You're just your typical guy that's run around. Oh, and I already messed it up. That's the reason why I didn't like it. But the weird thing about this list is that we do have a light gun that I wanted to try out, but I don't see any games that basically utilize this piece of hardware. So that's quite interesting. Or I just completely missed out the game, but Saturn, Son. No, I don't see any games whatsoever that have the option to use it. Weird. Okay, so I have this weird multi-game card from another system, one of those, like say, weird Famicom clones, and the bloody thing didn't want to boot up. Guess what? They completely like reversed the PCB in the inside. So yeah, but this seems to be having like some light gun games, so let's see what we're gonna do with that, and let's get ourselves this CRT. Okay, so let's take a close look here. We do have some familiar stuff like Contras in here. We do have Duck Shoot or something, so I'm guessing we can use that. I also have like some original games I can try on this thing. Kung Fu. But no, there's nothing really fancy or interesting on here. So I'm guessing there's only one game, so let's try it out. Let's get myself the CRT. Alright guys, so next up I wanted to try the light gun. The original one that came with it. Yeah, with the floppy cable. That one was broken. So I managed to find another one that seems to be working. So let's play some old school Duck Hunt. Alright, let's see if we can shoot some ducks. Oh yeah, it seems to be working just fine. Alright, next round. Crap. Crap. Ah, there it is. Here he goes. Woo! Cheating. Oh, so the lighting seems to be working just fine. Another round? Come on, you feel lucky, duck? Not really. Alright, so let's take a closer look at this bad boy on the inside. The downside to these devices are they're like really cheaply made. And you can see like I got 3 of them at the moment and only one working. And I think this is just going to be an issue with these products in the future and now. So this is basically what you're going to get in the inside. So we're going to get 3 separate PCBs over here. So we've seen this before with different Famicom products. So this is the front PCB that basically comes with the on-off switch here. Over here is just a micro switch. I find it quite an interesting configuration that we do have an extra port over here. So the port is only intended to use with the light gun. And I think this configuration is quite unique because the original one didn't have the extra port. And I mean like the original Famicoms. Okay, so in the middle one we're going to get one for the cartridge slots, and we can also remove that part. And yeah, there is no big blob or chip on there because there's no built-in games. They sold it as like with just a Famicom multi-game card. That's just basically what they did back in the day. So everything has been connected with an extra ribbon cable at the front and the back. I'm also going to remove this bloody thing, otherwise we cannot like get everything loose because everything has been connected to each other. So let's remove the last couple of screws. Alright, so let's take a close look in here. So these PCBs have nothing specially containing. This has like the AV out port, and there is no, like say, option for the ref unit, so the PCB does not have any like option for that. So let's see, here we're going to get the brand, I'm guessing, for the connector. We do have the black blob with some information, the chip itself, but it doesn't have like really like a chip that contains games or whatsoever, because I've booted it up and it doesn't boot up with a menu or whatsoever. Some of the Famicom clones I've reviewed did have that, so that comes with built-in games, but not with this one. So when you're looking at the Argo system, it's a quite interesting piece of retro tech. Like these were made like absolutely after like the Famicom basically was not like popular anymore. Everybody was moving on to the 16-bit era and they were like releasing these devices. Quite interesting, they basically sold these things. But when you're looking at the build quality, it's absolutely garbage compared with, let's say, the original systems. Let me know in the comments, did you ever like seen this or did you ever owned it? Let me know. I want to thank you for watching. Consider subscribing, hit that little bell, become one of the Wicked family, and I will see you in the next video.